The given Java program implements a zoo inventory system that allows users to manage animals inside the zoo. It uses arrays to store animal information such as name, species, age, and enclosure number with a maximum of 50 records. The program provides a menu-driven interface where users can add new animals, view all registered animals, search for an animal by name, count animals by species, and list animals by enclosure. Input validation ensures that names and species contains only letters, ages are integers, and enclosures are restricted between 0 to 4. The system continues to run in a loop until the user selects the exit option. Exception handling, which is the input mismatch exception, is applied to prevent crashes from invalid numeric inputs. The flowchart of this program begins with start and initialization of variables and arrays. It then enters a loop controlled by the running flag. Inside the loop, the program displays the main menu and asks the user for a choice. Depending on the choice, the flow branches into different modules. Number one is add animal, input details, validate, store, and return to menu. Two is the view animals, which is check if empty, then display. Number three is search by name, iterate and compare names. Number four is count by species, which is loop through species and count matches. Five is view by enclosure, which is to filter animals in a chosen enclosure, or zero for exit, which is to print with bias set running equals to false. Invalid inputs redirect back to the menu. Finally, once the loop ends, the program terminates with an end node. This structure flow ensures clarity and operations and proper user interaction throughout the system.
I'm China Agase and I'll be explaining the algorithm of our program code. First is initialization of arrays and especially yung maximum size na 50. Mayroong 4 arrays para sa names, species, age of animal, and enclosure numbers. Also, may initialization ng animal count to track how many animals are stored. Next is the while loop that shows a menu with 6 choices. This will keep running until the user chooses to exit. Then, i-read yung user's choice from the menu. If the user enters one that adds an animal, it first checks the animal count if there's still space. If meron, it asks the user for details and validates the input. Then, isi-save na yung data. If the user's choice is 2, that views all recorded animals, it checks the animal count first kung meron na. Then, ipiprint lahat ng record. And if the user chose 3 that allows them to search for animal by their name, it asks for the target name. Then, it searches through the record to compare. If may nagmatch, ipiprint yung full details. Kapag wala naman, lalabas lang tong message. If 4 naman, which counts animal by specific species, it asks the user for target species and loops through the record. Here, the total is set to 0. Then, it increments if it matches the target. Then, it prints the number of animals that matched. If the choice is 5, view by enclosure, it asks the user for enclosure number. Then, it loops through the record and print the details of animals that belong to the chosen enclosure number. If naman, nag-enter na yung user ng 0, which exits, the loop breaks and the program stops. And if wala naman yung choice ng user sa menu, it prints invalid choice. And magre-return lang sa menu. This program always validates the user input especially for integer and string, to ensure the program's functionality.
Yes, hello, greetings everyone. I'm here to explain the source code of our project, the Zoo Inventory System. As you can see here in our code, inside the public static void main, or our main method, we have a scanner class, a final declaration of max animals is equals to t. This means that the maximum number of animals that the system can hold is 50. We also have a few declarations of array here, primarily string and int, with animal names, animal species, animal ages, animal enclosure. These store names of animals, store species, store ages, and enclosure numbers. We also have a animal count tracker here, a boolean from running. Boolean running is equals to. This dictates the flag used to control the main program of the loop. If the loop continues or stops. And we also use a integer for tracking and formatting, adding blank spaces when printing the actual menu and the actual result. This is our main menu loop. We use while because we cannot say or know when the loop execution will stop. Simple if statement to know if we needed to add spaces. And this is our basic main menu options: the title, Zoo Inventory, the functionalities, add new animal, view all animals, search, etc., count, view. And to get, we have it in choice. This is get int, a method for just getting the user's input. I'll show it quickly. Here it is. It says the volume must be integer. It handles basic try and catch to bypass the input mismatch exception. It's here. Next is here, basic switch case. It handles the menu choice. For our case 1, it calls the add new animal to the system. The add animal will be count with the parameter scanner, animal names, and animal species, etc. I'll be discussing the add animal method to know its function. Here is the add animal. It means we will immediately check if the count of the data in the system is greater than or equals to max, which our max is 50. If it is greater than max, the system will print zoo is full and cannot add more animals, and then return the current count. Next, we also have a new declaration here of name and type with the basic handling, with basic input validation. It's just for handling the user's input. Next is for the enclosure. It says that we have to create a system then enclosure of 0 to 4. So this is the basic while loop to ensure that the numbers that will be only entered is 0 ranging to 4. After clearing this block of loop, we will proceed to initializing the values of the arrays, where name is here, count will be type, ages, and etc. After successfully adding this, confirmation message will be seen. Animal added successfully, and will return the count plus 1. It means that it keeps on track on how many datas are being added. Next is view animals. From our next case is display all animals currently in the zoo. The view animal method is responsible for that. Here is the view. Basically, all it does is loop through all the arrays and print all the datas. But in the case of this, if count is equal to 0, meaning if it has no data, it will print that there is no animals registered yet in the system, then return. If so, if this is false, it will just print all the animal details. Next method is for search by name. Search by name. It has a parameter of scanner because we'll be inputting a string to find a name in the data. To get it, we just call our method for getting the inputs using the get string, and we'll also have a boolean count that will track if the name is existing in the inventory. We'll be just using a basic loop or linear search to iterate the data on it. It's not case sensitive because we use a method to equals ignore case. If the current name index is equal to search name that we type in, it will just execute this code of block, and found will be equals to true. After executing and finding every data that matches, we'll end the loop and go here. If it is true, this will not be executed. Next is count by species. The method name of count by species. We have a string here, search species. We utilize again the get string for the usability, and we also have a control variable here or tracker to know the total of species in this loop. Just like that, it also has a basic for loop to iterate in the data. We also use a equals ignore case to ignore the cases inside. If the user types in a lower or uppercase, it will handle it flawlessly. After that, it will print, display the results here. Next is view by enclosure. What does this method do? It displays all animals in a specific enclosure with a parameter of scanner, because we'll be inputting the enclosure number for it to know what animals are in that specific number. Also here, declare a variable int with the int. Utilize again the get int for getting this for much more structurized. We also have a boolean found here to know if there is such animals in that enclosure. If they are found, it will be printed out with a basic for loop structure again. It's just iterating linear. This is linear search. It says here that enclosure index is equals to search enclosure. Remember that here we're just comparing a number. If it matches code of inside the if, it will be executed. If not, it will just bypass it and proceed again. If it is false, this will be notified. No animals are in that enclosure. This is our basic input handling, and when we run the program and test it, you can see here. And this is the basic process of our program, the source code, and the next presenter will be explaining the much more comprehensive and much more detailed. Thank you.
Greetings. I'll be explaining the main menu of our program code. So it starts with a while loop. So while the running condition is true, it keeps displaying the main menu until the condition becomes false. And this displays the main menu options where the user can choose from 1 to 5, 0 for exit. Then this is the variable choice. So this lets the user enter a number from 1 to 5. Then it also uses a getInt method, which validates which makes sure the user inputs a valid integer. And so moving on to the decision making, we use a switch case. So this basically handles the main menu choice. So starting from case 1, which is call a method to a new animal to the system, which is add animal, and here are the parameters of this method. Case 2, which displays all animal currently in the zoo, called view animals. Case 3 searches an animal by its name, so it's called search by name. Case 4, count the number of animal of the specific species, so called count by species. Case 5 shows all the animal located in a particular enclosure, so called view by enclosure. And here's the case 0, which exits the program, makes the running condition false, so it exits the while loop. And here is the default. So basically it handles an invalid input when the user chooses outside from 1 to 5 and 0. So that's basically it.
Dangal greetings, I'm Benjamin G. Alvarado III. Dumako naman po tayo sa input validation, kung saan ang purpose nito sa program code ay manatiling integer lang ang dapat na ilagay sa part na integer lang ang hinihingi, like age, at manatiling only letters lang kapag nahingi ng string value, like the names. Ginagawa ito para maiwasan ng mga errors, lalo na sa pag-type ng hindi whole number sa mga int variables. Makakatulong din ito para magkaroon ng kaayusan sa pag-store ng mga data at paghingi ng mga inputs. Nakaiwalay ang input validation sa dalawa, ang getInt at ang getString. Ginawa po namin siya as methods para tatawagin na lang siya every time na need siya sa program. Ganito po ang format sa pagkuha ng integer, kung saan naggamit po tayo ng input mismatch, exception E, para makapagbigay tayo ng error message sa tuwing maling value ang ilalagay ni user. Same thing lang din po sa getString. Nilagyan lang ng condition if match ba siya na only letters lang laman ng input ni user. Ganito yung mga input validation errors na matatanggap nyo. At dyan na po natatapos ang aking parte. Dumako naman po tayo sa sunod na magre-report.
So, dangal greetings everyone. I'm Carl Francis Escalagos. So, ako yung mag-explain ng add animal method sa aming zoo inventory system. So, here sa aming sa add animal method, so ito yung function na mag-add yung user ng animal sa aming zoo inventory system. So, dito meron kaming function na meron kaming condition na i-determine namin kung kaya pa ba mag-add yung user sa aming zoo inventory system. So, meron kami ditong variable na count, which is yung ito yung slot na ay mga animals na nasa zoo inventory system namin. So, i-compare namin siya sa max na ang static value nun is 50. So, if ever man na yung yung animals na nasa zoo inventory system natin is mag-exceed na siya or mag-equal sa 50 is hindi na magli-limit na yon, and yung user is hindi na pwede mag-add ng animals. So, if ever man, for example, yung user, yung count natin is yung zoo inventory system natin is meron na siyang laman na 50. So, since equals na siya dun sa max natin ng value is 50, mag-i-input na, ito na yung lalabas nun kasi bawal na siya magdagdag ng animal sa ating zoo inventory system. Ganun din kapag nag-exceed na siya sa 50, so bawal na rin siya. So, after nun is i-return lang yung count natin. Kunyari, kung ilan yung bilang na nasa so inventory system natin, kung ilan yung animal, i-return nun yung value nun na hindi dinagdagan since hindi naman tayo nagdagdag ng animal. So, if ever man na mag-false sa condition na to, maghihingi na siya ng mga details. So, first is hihingi siya ng animal name na letters only. Meron din kami ditong validation na na ang i-input lang ng user is letters only, like and then sa animal species, meron din kaming validation dito na pang animals lang, na lang din, pang letters lang din. And then sa animal age naman, ganun din, meron din kaming validation na ang i-input lang ng user is ang i-accept lang ng system is mga numbers lang. For age naman yan. So, next naman is meron kaming enclosure na ang tinatanggap lang is 0 to 4. So, meron din kaming condition dito na if ever man na magpas yung in-input ng user. So, kung kunyari is 0 to 4, nag-input siya ng negative numbers or above number 4, like 5, 6, gano'n, is magpa-false na siya dito and maghihingi ulit yung user na hihingi ulit yung system na mag-input ng valid numbers yung user. So, after naman, if correct naman na to lahat is yung details na in-input ng users, like kung ano yung animal name, kung ano yung animal species, and then kung ano yung age nun is i-store na natin siya sa data na dito sa array natin. So, after naman nun, after din natin i-store is magpiprint out yung system na confirmation na yung animal na nilagay ng user is already added na. So, after din mag-print nun is dadagdagan na natin syempre yung count. Syempre, nag-add tayo ng animal sa ating zoo inventory system. So, dapat madagdagan din kung ilan na yung mga animals na nandun. So, i-return natin yung count and then mag-add tayo ng 1 para ito yung symbolize niya na nagdagdag tayo ng isang animals.
I-explain ko naman po yung part ng view animals na function method sa aming system na zoo inventory system. Para ito gumana ay kailangan nyo muna manghingi ng 5 parameters. Itong parameters ito. Bago tayo pumasok dyan, kailangan muna mamili yung user natin ng kanyang choices batay dito sa ating switch case na nasa loob ng ating while loop. At yung choice na yon ay eto, which is the choice option 2 na view animals or view all animals na meron sa loob ng ating zoo. Ito yung humihingi din magbibigay tayo ng 5 parameters na animal names, animal species, animal ages, animal enclosures, and animal count. Ito yung mga array natin na kung saan nag-i-store ng ating data ng ating animals tulad ng name, species, age, and enclosure, at yung ating animal count kung saan nagtatrack siya kung gaano karami yung animals na meron sa ating zoo. Na kung saan, ito siya. Ito yung ating array natin na ating pinapasa sa loob nun na para magkaroon ng laman ay pumapasok din siya sa ating add animals at dito niya ipapasok yung data nung nakalagay natin sa loob ng animals. Pagtapos nun, punta tayo ng view animals, which is eto. Pagkalagay natin kung yung which is yung type ng auto system natin, pagkalagay ng parameters ay check natin sa ating function method na kung ito ba yung count, which is yung gaano karami yung nasa loob na animals natin sa zoo. Pag ito ay 0, ay magpa-prompt tayo sa user na wala pang animals na sa loob nito at mag-end na yung function, yung method na view animals. Pag ito ay merong laman, print na yung animals sa ating print natin yung animals na nasa loob ng ating array, which is yung parameters na nakalagay sa ating parameters, ito, which is yung mga array. At gamit tayo ng while loop na which is yung tuloy ko nga kanina, which is yung count, kung tatracks, kung gaano karami yung animals sa zoo natin. At batay doon, ipiprint natin kung yung laman ng nasa loob ng ating array. Which is tinatracks natin ng index, which is gumagamit tayo ng one base na system para mas madaling makita ng ating user. And batay doon, check natin yung names, which is ito. Ayan, yung names. At meron siyang nasa loob na index, which is in this case ay 0, which is yung pinakaunang-unang animals na sa loob na. And species, names at species at ages ng ating animals na nandoon. Yun lang.
Dangal greetings, I'm Angel Banyago and I'm here to present option number 3 or search animal by name. First, the program will ask for input using getString. Then after that, the for loop, it checks each name in the array. Then the equals ignore case basically it ignores the uppercase or lowercase. For example, if the user input animal name using capital letters is okay, or using in lowercase, it's okay too, it doesn't matter to the program. Then after that, if it's found, the animal name is found, then it prints the details like the name, species, age, and enclosure. Then if not, it will print no animal found with that name. For example, I already add animals, the elephant and the dolphin. The choice. Now we will search the animal by its name. For 3, elephant in lowercase. It found the elephant. Name elephant, species mammals, age 40, enclosure 1. Let's try the dolphin in capital letters. Number 3. also found, even its capital. Dolphin species, mammals, age 20, enclosure 2. Last one, let's try dog. Grade 3, dog. It says that no animal found with that name because I didn't put dog in the add new animal. That's all for the option number 3.
So, greetings everyone. I'm Christian J. Bahamonde and ako po mag-explain ng searching species of how many. So, here, dito po tayo sa count by species method. So, tinawag po natin yung scanner and then yung string which is array na nag-hold po ng mga species natin. And then yung count which is kung gaano karami po yung laman ng mga hayop sa zoo inventory po natin. so starting po, nag-declare po tayo dito ng string which is name search species para dito po papasok yung string na species na gusto nating i-search. And then gumamit po tayo ng getString method which is ginawa na po natin sa baba, and then scanner, and then yun, pinapaman po user. Then magde-declare po tayo ng in total declare the 0 or default. So here, dito po sa for loop, which is dito po mangyayari yung function na counting how many times the species appears. So starting po for loop index 0 which is starting point, i-iterate niya po yung current count po natin, and then papasok po siya dito sa if statement na mag-check po which is yung array na species po natin, i-loop po natin siya hanggat mag-equal po siya dun sa string po natin na search species. And then gumamit po tayo ng equals ignore case para i-ignore po yung mga capital letters and ganun something po. And then mag-i-increase po yung total count natin which is magagamit po natin sa pagdi-display. So here, andito na po tayo sa printing which is dito po makikita po natin yung total count of ilang animals po yung andun sa species na sinearch natin. And then ito po yung species na sinearch natin.
I'm Rolf Kenneth D. Belia, and I'll be explaining the method view by enclosure that lets the user check which animals are inside a specific glue enclosure. It first asks the user to enter enclosure number. Then if the user already entered, it loops through all the stored animals and check if their assigned enclosure matches the input. If matches are found, it prints the animal's name, species, and age. Otherwise, if no animals belong to that zoo enclosure, it displays a message saying enclosure is empty. This way, the program helps organize and view animals based on their enclosure.